On this day in the restaurant, a monster that feeds on death suddenly appeared. It constantly weaved through the crowd, but strangely, the customers were completely unaware of this terrifying presence. Only Jack, the chef, looked tense, secretly observing the demon's every move, afraid that it would notice him, because Jack had been able to see these death-eating monsters since he was a child. At this moment, a man in a suit walked into the store, followed by another monster. Not long after, a few more monsters barged into the store, all closely surrounding the man. Jack was stunned, because only he knew that the more monsters appeared, the more people were about to die. Driven by curiosity, Jack followed the mysterious man all the way back to his house, and discovered that there were 3 different brands of cigarettes in the ashtray inside, indicating that the man had other accomplices. At this point, Jack heard a strange noise, coming from the room. Jack walked up and found that the doorknob was actually frosted. When he opened the door and looked, everything in the room had been frozen into ice. Jack also discovered a weird hole, emitting a blue light. He reached out, but the hole quickly expanded, soon spreading throughout the entire room. Jack hurried out the door, and hid in the crack, observing. Hundreds of thousands of monsters actually crawled out from that door, frantically rushing out. Seeing so many monsters, Jack realized that half of the people in this small town were going to die. In order to clearly understand this mysterious man, Jack quietly returned to that room. By this time, the room had returned to calm. Jack found several photos on the wall, with the people in them all tied up and cruelly tortured. This just proved that the man was a perverted murderer. Jack flipped through the calendar on the desk, and found that the page for the 15th was missing, and the 15th was tomorrow. Jack deduced that tomorrow was the day of the man's massacre. He hurried to find the town sheriff, and told him the news. Not only did the sheriff not think Jack was talking nonsense, he even dispatched his subordinates to investigate the man. It turned out that before this, Jack would often tell the sheriff about some people who were about to die, and ask him to help stop it. Since what Jack said came true every time, he had gained the sheriff's trust. Soon, the early morning of the 15th arrived, and the first murder case occurred in the small town. This movie is called The Stranger in the Small Town. Friends who like it can go watch the original film.